big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. This new year, get clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list, including Ritual's best-selling Essential Prenatal Multivitamin, designed with 12 traceable key ingredients to support a healthy pregnancy. With big changes coming up, take the small steps now and start today with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Oh, sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready. No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to go to Reaver.one and click on the shop button. Oh, I had a pretty good weekend. Pretty good. I had a daughter for really, I want to say one of the first times we really actually had to discipline her. We ended up taking her tablet away for a while. She lied to me a couple times, and I kept warning her. And then she was shocked when it happened. She was like, shit. So that was a minor thing. But I got my 275-gallon tank. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, I'm not one of those eco-nuts that thinks there's global warming. But I know my plants prefer the rainwater over my tap water when I need to water them. So, it's Florida. We get rain pretty often here, especially during the summer. And I do water collection. And I have had like a 55-gallon barrel. Was given a second 55-gallon barrel, so I'm sitting there talking to my neighbor, two of them, plotting how to build a shelf system to stack the two 55s together. And one turns around and he goes, why don't you go to a 275? Oh, I don't know where to get any. He's like, I get those easy. No problem. So Friday he showed up with it, and the one issue with those tanks is they're clear. Well, there's like a haze, a milky white to it, but the sunlight still gets through it with ease, which creates algae. So I spent the time over the weekend with my daughter. We painted it. Now, it's one of those it's in a metal cage. And then I remembered, shnikes, I got that sunshade fabric that I used for the garden. So I pulled that out and ended up tucking that all around it too, so it should be well protected. And then what I'm going to do once I get the tank in place, I have one last piece to get. And that should be here sometime this week. I need the outlet. I needed to reduce it from a 2-inch down to a 3/4 for a garden hose. So, waiting on that to come in, and I'm pretty much good to go. Get it all piped. Well, pretty much all piped, but just, finish up little odds and ends. Get a couple of my neighbors together, pick it up, lift it, put it in place, and away we go. And then I'll have 275 gallons of rainwater. That should be cool. I'm redoing my front lawn. Not that anybody cares. I'm redoing my front lawn. There was a water drought. I forget the exact wording Florida uses for it. You can kind of replace your front yard, but you have to have. They have laws down here that a certain amount of your lawn has to be grass unless you use water drought landscaping, which I'm going to do. I love that. Like right now, I got several pineapple plants out there, which are very decorative, and plus they grow the pineapples. Birds of Paradise. Right now, I only have the white. I got to get the orange out there. I got a couple others that I don't know the name. So I got the white bird of paradise. Dwarf banana tree. So I'm going to do some work over the summer, slowly get a couple odds and ends done. And one of the big things has been getting this tank in there, so I have...
Big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. This new year, get clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list, including Ritual's best-selling Essential Prenatal Multivitamin, designed with 12 traceable key ingredients to support a healthy pregnancy. With big changes coming up, take the small steps now and start today with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Hey there. Ritual here to give a big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. The magic of those family moments, that was you. And now there's new milestones to prep for in 2025. This new year, check clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list with Ritual. We've done the research to create science-backed pregnancy support like our prenatal multivitamin, natal choline, and fertility support, all designed to be taken alongside each other. But don't just take our word for it. They're also third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals and Clean Label Project certified. So whether you're trying, thinking about trying, or already there, we don't have to tell you that prioritizing yourself can be the hardest part. That's why we're helping you get started today with 30% off a 3-month supply for a limited time at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
More water. I already piped line to the front yard. There's a pump already set up to where the tank will go because it was there for the 55. And it'll be pretty interesting once I get everything up and running. Other than that, it was a relatively boring weekend, which I like. Why am I getting that noise? Something's up with this cable. That's what it is. Huh. Just bear with me 1 second. All right, there we go. Well, if one cable's going to give me trouble, I had another one sitting right here. So, take this one out. Oh, what was the other fun I had? I know this is going to sound mean, but I couldn't help him, and he knows it. But my neighbor next door the owner of his house said, well, the house is going up for sale. I need you out by this time. As you can tell, he's renting the house. So he was kind of friendly. He likes the neighborhood, And I was like, hey, by the way, the house across the street and one over is for rent now, I think. So he contacted the owner, and lo and behold, it's actually, all of our houses are pretty much cookie cutters, and it's several $100s cheaper than what he's paying now. So he ended up getting a house, kitty corner. So here he is this weekend, all weekend, making trips, doing moving, just with a dolly. A couple friends of his came along and helped him move the bigger stuff, like the items at a time. But it was so much easier for him because he didn't have to go anywhere. All right, where's that last zip tie? He's just going across the street, basically. So, it was kind of comical to watch that. Because here I am in my room, computer room on and off, or in my garage, and I'm watching him just go back and forth, back and forth. So, it was a little bit hysterical. He even found it funny. Hey. So, the other thing is, oh my God, my county's so messed up. My county is messed up. So on Friday, we're messing around in the garage, and I see a black cat in front of my house, and I yell at it, scare it away. That's the end of it. Well, no, it wasn't. Because Friday night, I forget what my wife was doing in the garage. I think throwing some garbage in the garbage cans. She's like, hon, can you come in the garage? And all of a sudden I just hear, oh, shit, that's a kitten. So we tear the garage apart. And we get going. And I find a little tabby. Or whatever the gray and white, not tabby, the gray and white ones. I think it's not tabbies. Oh, whatever. A little feisty one, too. Oh, he was, I think it was about a month old, if that. It still needed mother's milk type young. And he was like, man, I'll take you on. Picked him up. Got him in a little box. All right. Someone told me you don't normally find one kitten. So later on in the night, just sitting there chilling out, watching TV. Like, let me go check. Go in the garage. Han, get up. So we get another one. This one, the eyes popped out. Now I'm like, oh. So I start calling places, these emergency vets. And I know a couple of them they've taken in like baby squirrels before. So I'm like, all right, I'll call them up. We don't do nothing with kittens. What? No, they don't. Long story short, it is domesticated animals, so they don't do that. God forbid a kitten who's injured needs help. But a damn squirrel, oh God, they flip over and jump over and come tackling you to get the squirrel. It's like, damn. So I had to wait till Saturday for the county. And I show up. You got to go where you drop your pets off type deal. And the lady finally comes out. Well, you got, and talk to everybody. Get any numbers? Oh, and it's going to be over an hour for you people that are just getting here. I'm like, ma'am, I got 2 kittens. They're not mine. They're injured. They're abandoned. But you're just going to have to wait, and there's a fee to drop them off. Ma'am, they're not mine. I don't have time to be doing this.
Big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. This new year, get clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list, including Ritual's best-selling Essential Prenatal Multivitamin, designed with 12 traceable key ingredients to support a healthy pregnancy. With big changes coming up, take the small steps now and start today with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Hey there. Ritual here to give a big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. The magic of those family moments, that was you. And now there's new milestones to prep for in 2025. This new year, check clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list with Ritual. We've done the research to create science-backed pregnancy support like our prenatal multivitamin, natal choline, and fertility support, all designed to be taken alongside each other. But don't just take our word for it. They're also third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals and Clean Label Project certified. So whether you're trying, thinking about trying, or already there, we don't have to tell you that prioritizing yourself can be the hardest part. That's why we're helping you get started today with 30% off a 3-month supply for a limited time at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You yell at me. Man, I'm not yelling. Well, you're getting all aggravated and emotional. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you I can't. And she goes, I said, at that point, my temper is rising at that point because I'm not yelling. It's just, hey, I'm like, I'm trying to do a nice thing. I got an injured kitten here. I figured she'd be like, okay, just give him to me and go. All right. No. So I get pissed off. I go around front. I'm like, I'd like to see the highest ranking person that's here. Well, he's on lunch. What's your problem? I'm like, told the story. Well, you're just going to have to wait. I'm like, listen, these aren't my problem. I thought I'd be nice. I could have thrown him outside my garage and been done with it. No, I decided to give them some care to bring them to you, the experts. Well, that's your problem. I said, no, it isn't. Put the little carrying case I was carrying, because my daughter had this like fake animal container that she got with a stuffed animal. I set it on the seat. I said, nope, it's your problem now. And I walked out. And my wife and kid right behind me, out the door. One of the guys comes running out. Hey. I'm like, Allie, just get in the fucking car. I stop. I was like, what? I said, I'm not taking him. I tried to be nice. He's like, no, just tell me what's going on. And he goes, I heard you wanted a boss. He's on lunch. I'm the replacement. She should have got me. So I told him, I was like, listen, number one, now I'm pissed off. I said, I tried to do something nice. And everybody has an attitude and a problem. I'm like, she's telling me I'm yelling. I said, I was talking less than this, and I'm not even yelling now. He's like, no, you're not. I'm like, that after a while started to piss me off. I said, I got kittens that probably still need mother's milk, and one of them's injured, and his eyes lit up. He goes, I got to get them right in the back. He goes, I was on the phone with her. She needed me back there, but I'm the one that deals with these, and yes, these kittens need to be taken back right away. They had been with me all night, no mother's milk, and I don't know where the mother is. There was no mother in my garage. So I'm just trying to be nice and helpful. And it seems they want to make it as hard as possible for people and trying to make it so they don't want to help. But then if I would have thrown him outside my garage, give him the big boot, and someone saw, he's abandoning a defenseless kitten, I'd be arrested for it. And I told the guy that. I was like, I'm trying to be helpful here. Do the right thing, and your people make it as hard as possible to not want to do the right thing. So he's like, you want your carry? I'm like, listen, that thing's for my daughter's old toy. I don't give a shit at this point. I got to go. I don't have time to deal with this. And, they make it so hard for people to be nice nowadays. It's ridiculous. So, last night, oops, sorry for that noise. Still working on the cable. I'm in the garage working on that tank a little. And I don't hear a little, I hear, okay, am I hearing things? Called the wife out, and she's like, don't you even. Son of a bitch. We start looking in the garage. My daughter's like, I heard that, Dad. You're not nuts. Because my wife was joking around that maybe I was nuts. And we're looking. We don't see nothing in the garage on the floor. Look up. I have a hole in my roof, or ceiling. I should say ceiling, not roof. Got a brand new roof. The ceiling in the garage. Oh, don't tell me. Pop the hatch. Go into the attic. All right. That cat's going to take off right now. Come back down. My wife, no sooner do I get down and walk away, she goes, it's right there. Like, son of a bitch. Oh. So, ran over to my parents' house, long story short, got a trap, put it up there. But when I came back, I don't know if I wanted to see it or if I actually saw it. I thought I saw something, and it was a black cat that was in my attic. But when that garage door opened up that last time, I thought I saw something bolt out of it. Now, I'm hoping the cat went out that way. Now, during the break, well, if I'm not back because and there's a little dead air, that's because I found the cat in the attic, in the trap. Because I got to go check it, because I forgot to check it before going on the air. So, it's this one, because it's older, is not getting taken down to county. This one is going straight outside and getting a big old boot. It's old enough. I don't know if it's the mother or what. See, and this is what pisses me off. Listen, I've had cats as pets. I like cats. I kept my cats indoors. I didn't have my cats running around the neighborhood fucking up their property. And yes, cats can mess up your property. I had it where I couldn't step out at one point my front door because the cats kept pissing all over the place, and that's all it smelled like. Cat urine on my front door. They dig, scratch, defecate all over. And now, if that one's in my attic space, crawling all over, defecating, and it...
Hey there. Ritual here to give a big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. The magic of those family moments, that was you. And now there's new milestones to prep for in 2025. This new year, check clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list with Ritual. We've done the research to create science-backed pregnancy support like our prenatal multivitamin, natal choline, and fertility support, all designed to be taken alongside each other. But don't just take our word for it. They're also third-party tested for microbes and heavy metals and Clean Label Project certified. So whether you're trying, thinking about trying, or already there, we don't have to tell you that prioritizing yourself can be the hardest part. That's why we're helping you get started today with 30% off a 3-month supply for a limited time at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. This new year, get clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list, including Ritual's best-selling Essential Prenatal Multivitamin, designed with 12 traceable key ingredients to support a healthy pregnancy. With big changes coming up, take the small steps now and start today with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Could be messing up my AC ducts. That would piss me off. It's... Take care of your animals. Don't let them run around like that. What it is, people want it. I own a cat. I don't want the responsibility, so I leave it outside. It's just, oh my God. So, all right, we're going to head to break. Hopefully, I will be back on time. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. Whew. I think I got the cat gone. I heard some noise. Can't guarantee, but I heard some noise, and then opened the garage. That's why I came back, put the music on, just to give you guys a moment. Oh. So I got my neighbor good, too, last night over it. I was like, hey, you good at hunting a cat? He's like, no. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think you were good at getting pussy. Yeah. First I got a couple four-letter words yelled at me, then he started laughing. Hey, I gotta be a smartass. I gotta be me. I gotta be free. Pelosi is in the news again. Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said Donald Trump's proposed wall between U.S. and Mexico border was a sign of weakness. Oh, my God. Talk about... it's... Come on. Oh. A sign of weakness. We have been begging for a border to be put up. It was supposed to have been done about a decade or so ago. And these half-wits of a so-called politicians never put the wall or border security in. She goes on, what is wrong with that scenario is the wall. He talks about how tall it is, who will pay for it, and all of the rest of that. You have to understand this part of the country, there's a community with a border going through it. The president, I think, talking about this wall is expressing a sign of weakness. He is saying, I can't control our borders. I have to build a wall. We would certainly like to. We have a responsibility to control our borders, but building a wall is not an answer. Not here or anyplace. Well then, Nancy, why haven't you controlled the border? You have failed to control the border. So the weakness is not Trump wanting to build a border, put a wall on the border. The weakness is you could not control the border. You used it as a political pawn, and you don't want to give up that little political chip. Because if Trump and us supporters secure that border, you won't be able to cry about the border anymore during election time. You're going to have to start talking about what you'll actually do, which is screw over the American people. Nancy Pelosi, and then she got pissed at Sean Spicer because he misspoke. She comes out here and runs her mouth like a half-wit all the time. Oh, my God. Just shut up, Nancy. Shut up. Go into retirement, please. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Oh, God. Seriously, it's... She says this shit just so she can stay in the press. I don't know how her people in her district actually elect her. Are they that dumb on what's going on? Do they pay attention to their elected officials? Or are they too busy trying to, smoke pot? I don't know. That was a stupid analogy. These people aren't that smart. They keep electing this woman and keep electing and keep electing. Why is that going nuts? There we go. No. There we go. I'm sorry. It seems like some basic knowledge to me that this woman should have put to retirement pasture a long time ago. She's not out there for the betterment of the American people. She's out there to better herself. She has bettered herself financially. I mean, and she had insiders. She should be charged with insiders trading. No doubt about it. She got caught. But because she's a politician, they're not going to do a damn thing. That pisses me off. But yeah, it's a sign of weakness. No, they're trying everything. They're trying everything to fight against the border. It's racist. It's a weakness. It's this. It's that. It's... Oh, my God. They don't know what the hell to say. Oh, Lord, help us. I mean, it's... Oh, they're not the smartest. Amoeba in the room. It drives me nuts. I'm looking through. Gotta go to break in a minute. Got some new information up on the whole Russian hacking incident. some emails have come across are showing in a different direction on what's going on. We're going to head to break a minute early so we can get back on track with everything. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and only SHR Media. I will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Catherine is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Much Show with its host, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except if it's Monday, then I'm gotta leave early, which is today. I just want to give the warning. Today is my early day. Sorry. Daughter comes first. Oh, let's see. Where are we? Oh. Where are we? You know, I still haven't replaced this mouse, and it's still broken. Rachel Maddow. Man, she's just having a terrible time of late. She can't have a good anti-Trump piece without screwing it up. She's trying to link that the protests in Venezuela is because of Trump. And she aired a headline linking Venezuela's protests to Trump, and she's had to retract it online. Now, I don't want to put the blame 100% on her doorstep. A segment of MSNBC's The Rachel Maddow Show displayed a chevron implying the widespread anti-socialist protests in Venezuela were actually against President Donald Trump. The show, which aired on Thursday, implied that a donation to Donald Trump's inauguration of $500,000 from a subsidiary of a Venezuelan state-run oil company was a cause of recent protest. They really got to stretch it there, don't they? It just... Oh, people. What are you thinking? A headline at the bottom of the screen during a segment explaining the donation read, "Unrest in Venezuela over Trump donations," without noting the growing food and medicine shortage that have occurred there as a direct result of nearly 2 decades of socialist mismanagement. This country was doing great. They were doing great. Then they decide, let's go socialists. Taking control, but they've taken control of a couple of American companies. They were told to leave, and they didn't exactly leave, and now they're under control. Do you really want to do business in a country like that? But let's get back to the article. During the segment, Maddow claimed Venezuelans are enraged anew over by this brand new FEC filing from the White House showing that Venezuela's state-run oil company somewhere found $500,000 to donate to the very, very, very inexplicably overfunded Trump inauguration. Maddow was referring to reports showing that Citgo Petro, the American affiliate of Petroleras de Venezuela, the state-run oil company, donated $500,000 to Trump's inauguration. A report from November last year found that Venezuela's state-run oil corporation has $11 billion unaccounted for in the past decade. Of course, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's ridiculous. While Maddow did not directly link the protest to the donation, the only thing close to an explanation for the protest she gave was the sanctions that the U.S. put on Venezuela were put there in 2014 after 43 people got killed while participating in an anti-government protest. Remember 2014 Obama? He put them in. He put in those sanctions. What's been going on in that country is pretty devastating. You literally have people starving in the street. Literally. There's no food to be had. Nowhere in the segment are socialist policies and left-wing political oppression, including the imprisonment of prisoners of conscience, mentioned, nor does she mention that the victims in the 2014 protests were largely killed by state police, National Guard, and socialist gangs. There is no evidence suggesting the reason behind the civil unrest was the donation. Opposition leader, who was recently banned from holding public office for 15 years without cause, called for protests to fight the government's military plan designed to silence opposition, promising that they will not rest until Venezuela returns to a constitutional order. Many Venezuelans are starving, living under the socialist dictator. The average Venezuelans lost nearly 20 pounds to 2016 due to food shortages, according to recent polls. Over 15% of Venezuelans rely on industrial waste as food to survive. How would you like to be in their shoes? Industrial waste. Going through garbage cans to find food for your family. That is what Bernie Sanders, Rachel Maddow, Hillary, and all them would love to see. That is what they're pushing for when they push these socialist agendas. And there's so many Americans that go, we want some of that. Do you actually think they give a shit whether you go to college or not? It don't mean rat's ass to them. They don't want you to be able to support yourself. The show later apologized for the chevron and updated on its web version of the broadcast. But Maddow failed to link any Venezuela's socialist policies such as the mass naturalization of industry to the country's current crisis. It's amazing how facts are ignored. And this is where the left gets in trouble with it. They get in trouble in spades with it. Rachel was clear in calling the protests in Venezuela anti-government, but the banner on the screen, while she said it was not correct. As a TV show, we have to get them both right, and sometimes we miss. So they're allowed to make mistakes, but nobody else is. And that pisses me off. The version of the segment posted online no longer included the chevron to reflect the fact that producers did not, in retrospect, consider it an accurate representation of the situation in Venezuela or of Maddow's commentary. It's not the first time she's had a huge fail like this, and it won't be the last. They don't care about facts. Late dictator Hugo Chavez enacted sweeping socialist reform to cripple the nation's economy, including the aforementioned seizures of corporations, which resulted in many international companies fleeing the country. Following his death, Nicolas Maduro has overseen mass shortage of foods, medicine, and electricity, imposing a ration system and strict price control, which have made the problem even worse. This week, the Venezuelan opposition held the mother of all protests across the country, calling for an end to Maduro's rule and the socialist policies that have led to the country's decline. On Thursday, General Motors announced that it had ceased all its Venezuela's operation after the government seized control of its plant in the city of Valencia. They came in and took control. That's kind of funny. Okay, we're going to cease operations, but the government took control of our plant anyway. On Friday, the Associated Press reported that 20 people have been killed in recent anti-government demonstrations as protesters clash with riot police and government-funded militia. But the liberal media fails to report any of that. Rachel Maddow fails to report any of that. She ignores the facts. They don't want you to know this is socialism. Europe is not doing that great. They know that. And a couple of countries have told Bernie Sanders to shut up. And just because there is a social program doesn't make it a socialist country or a socialist program. I get tired of that one. It's... I don't know. Should we help each other out? Yes, but that should be our choice. Shouldn't be government mandated to help. Defeats the purpose of helping. At that point, it's not help anymore. You know, if you're told you have to volunteer to this organization, is it really volunteer at that point? Because you're not volunteering to do it, you're being told to do it. And we're going to change it up a little bit. In France has thrown a huge monkey wrench into the election. And you have the anti-fascist groups. Oh, guess what they're doing? They're protesting and being violent. They're calling certain parts of government candidates fascists who use violence to silence, using violence to silence opposition. It amazes me. I think it was Churchill I read, and I could be wrong. It could be one of those internet bullshit sayings that said that the next group of fascists will say they're anti-fascists. And that's what we're seeing. We have the groups here in the United States. We're against fascism. You're using fascist techniques, asshole. Well, we're doing that to stop the government. No, you're doing it because you aren't getting your way like a little child. That's exactly what it is. Don't know how many ways I could put that way. I mean, okay, what we have is Le Pen and Macron have won the first round. They'll go on to the second round. This is the first time in a very, very long time the two mainstream have not been in the second round. Both of the mainstream parties got knocked out. What happened is the groups for Macron tried protesting, and they were getting violent and destructive because Le Pen is going on to the second round. So they're trying, to use violence to throw a candidate out that they don't like and silence other people. That's what fascists do, people. I mean, how many ways can you just say, look, what's going on? There is a good chance Le Pen can win. She is the French version of Trump. Macron is sitting there running his mouth saying that these terrorists that are known in advance, these extremists, should not be arrested and deported. That's not nice. That's not right. Even though they know what they're up to, they know that they're violent. That could interfere with our ability to find out any other plans that are going on. How's that worked out for you so far? It hasn't. Stop allowing these idiots to stay in your country and cause the harm. Get them the hell out when you know they're harmful. You don't sit there and go, well, I got cancer, so I'm going to leave the cancerous cells in here so that we can find other cancerous cells. Moron. No. Jeez. These half-wits. Really, they're half-wits. No other way to put it. Duh, I got cancer, but we're going to leave it in because I want to find out if I have other forms of cancer. Moron. I just... I don't know. Congratulations to Le Pen. Maybe we can get France back to... and that's... she's touting the same thing as BritX. She wants to break away from this globalism. She wants to go back to being France, not the EU. She wants to be France. France has a long history that is getting pushed to the background in the name of European Union. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and only SHR Media. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.-ish. Like today, I won't make it a full 2 hours. Oh, boy, it seems every year that the country gets worse and worse. The world gets worse and worse. We're getting more messed up. The more we try to correct things, the more we're messing things up. It's, I don't know. Things are not okay. But the best way, to screw up a country or something like that is to get involved in that side. Who was it? Abraham Lincoln said the only way the United States would ever be destroyed was from within, and that's what we see going on. And these globalist groups, the only way they can try to destroy us, make us go global, is they have to get involved and become within. Get elected and take us over that way. I do not want the globalists. I don't mind global trade. It's a little different than being a globalist. I don't know. We need to step up our fight. I'll say that. Proverbial fight, not actual physical. And these countries are starting to step up. And one of the things we have to do is send the UN packing. It's just becoming worse. I mean, what's the best way as a country who breaks a lot of the rules, become part of the governing body and take control? Saudi Arabia is elected to the Women's Rights Commission. Saudi Arabia is sitting on the board to say who's breaking what rules with women's right when they themselves got a shit record. That'd be like putting North Korea in control of a nut house. You put people that are the biggest rule breakers, put them in charge of, oh my God, it's stunning, the stupidity. Oh, man. It just, who is the genius that said, let's put Saudi Arabia, let's vote Saudi Arabia in as the Women's Rights Commission? That takes a special kind of stupid, doesn't it? It's just, holy shit. You're electing Saudi Arabia to protect women's rights. It's like making an arsonist into the town fire chief. That's exactly it. You just put the town arsonist in charge and made him the fire chief. Yeah. That town's going to burn, baby. This is why the UN is obsolete. It's done. It's become infested. That was IP, the International Global Warming Agency. They've become infected. You know, do we, I've said it before, do we need to watch? Yes. But we have these groups, they become politicized. That's all, folks. Politicized. And they're not out for the truth. They're out to push government policies no matter what. And now you got Bill Nye. Well, science is political. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Science is not political. You have made it political. Science shouldn't be. The science should be about the truth. That's it. Not about anything else. The truth. Politics is not about the truth. And these global warming groups are not about the truth. They're about the hysteria. They're about how scared can they make people and force them into believing their rhetoric. And they're using a lot of rhetoric anymore. And that's the problem. They're not talking about the truth. I used to believe in some of that shit, but they went overboard with it. And that's when it started going, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense here. Seems like a lot of rhetoric. And that's what the UN's starting to sound like. They're so full of themselves. They forgot their true mission. Maybe this was their true mission that they were willing to take decades to enact it. And as some evil is willing to wait. Maybe they were willing to wait. I don't know. Could be. Only the shadow knows. All right, that was a really old-timer reference. Damn, I feel old right now. I still can't believe how he started is Saudi Arabia elected to be on the women's. Oh my God. Women's Right Commission. Oh boy. That is almost hysterical. Almost. Scary? Yes. That they would actually do that. What's next? They're going to put North Korea on their anti-nuclear commission. I can see that too, how stupid they're getting. So there's a new reports coming out that the Russians hacked Democrat plans to cheat in the general election too, and that's one of the reasons why Comey came forward. Now there's a lot of questions of why Comey did what, and that's the one theory from New York Times is he came forward because he knew if the case against Clinton got closed, Russia was going to release a lot of information that would have hurt the FBI even worse. You could say it was an attack against Hillary Clinton. No. It was an attack that they were going to do to embarrass the United States, and they kind of, FBI stepped in to keep it from happening. So it's... Maybe Comey is not such an asshole that we all thought. It's... I don't. The New York Times reported on Saturday claimed that all right. Sorry, got distracted there. The New York Times reported on Saturday claimed that the FBI director, James Comey, decided to reveal that he was reopening the investigation into Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton because he suspected Attorney General Loretta Lynch was covering up for her and because an email found by Russian hackers seemed to support those suspicions. The Times investigative report suggested that the U.S. intelligence agencies managed to intercept some of what Russian hackers were stealing, and that one document described as both a memo and an email was Sorry. No. Where I lost myself. Was written by a Democratic operative who expressed confidence that Miss Lynch would keep the Clinton investigation from going too far. Now, what we're also finding out is she was trying to play with the wording. She didn't want him to use the words investigation. It was referred to as a matter. She didn't want the idea that it was criminal, which it was. There was a lot of cover-up with Hillary meeting hold on. Excuse me, with Bill Clinton meeting Loretta Lynch. That was definitely a major cover-up. And people just, they ignored it. And if the FBI would have ignored that, it may not have looked good because Russia had some emails, and they would have known about the cover-up. They would have leaked it and made everybody look like shit. All because the Democrats were trying to cover up. Hold on 1 second. Actually, oh shit, I didn't even notice the time. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless. It's a messed up world right now. We really are. It's it just doesn't seem to be getting any better anytime soon. The Democrat Party does not give a shit about the people. It cares about power. That's all it cares about. It doesn't care about helping people. They will cheat, steal, anything like that. I don't know. Democrat Party, I don't think, is doing good. And Sanders came out and said the model of the Democrat Party is failing. And he's not the only one. There is others that are stepping forward and saying that the party's heading in the wrong direction. I mean, Jiminy Crickets, you have brain fart. the DNC chairman, sorry about that, had a total brain fart there, who's screaming that every Democrat must back Planned Parenthood. No matter what, they must back Planned Parenthood if they want to be in the Democrat Party. They are just going deeper and deeper down a rabbit hole. They're going more extreme. The party is getting destroyed, and they want to go even deeper down that rabbit hole. You have Sanders, as I said. He's out there, and he declared that the model of the Democrat Party was failing and pointed to Republican dominance in not just Congress, but in the states as well. Well, I think what is clear to anyone who looks at where the Democrat Party is today, that the model of the Democrat Party is failing. We have a Republican president who ran as a candidate as the most unpopular candidate in modern history of this country. Now, this is what Sanders is saying. The Senate, unpopular in modern history. Republicans control the House, the Senate, 2/3 of the governor's chairs, and in the last 8 years, they have picked up 900 legislative seats. Clearly, the Democrat Party has to change. The change, what they're doing is going deeper. They decide that they're going to get worse. They're going to push more of what's been destroying the party. Now, I don't agree with Sanders on his political views, but I'll agree with this. And in my view, what it has to become is a grassroots party, a party which makes decisions from the bottom on up, a party which is more dependent on small donations than large donations, a party, John, that speaks to the pain of the working class in this country. The middle class is shrinking, 43 million people living in poverty. Almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%. Where? That's where Bernie Sanders sits. That's the funny part. He screams about all this, and he sits up there. But he's and he goes on about the kids can't afford college. They can't afford child care. They can't afford health care. Yeah, because you destroyed it. You destroyed it. I am. The Democrat Party is destroying itself slowly. Slow and steady, going downhill. They're going further and further away, going deeper and deeper. And They're expecting different results. That's the part I don't understand. They're expecting different results. Well, that's the definition of crazy. One good news is President Trump has removed Obama's pro-gun control Surgeon General. On Friday, Trump administration asked Obama's pro-gun control surgeon, Dr. Vivek Murthy, to resign. Murthy was confirmed to the position as Surgeon General on December 15, 2014, and led up to the confirmation vote. On Murthy focused on his political activism, particularly his position on gun control. Oppositions from the NRA and other gun rights groups, together with the Republican opposition, actually made it difficult to predict whether he could be confirmed. In fact, he was so pro-gun control that Senator Joe Manchin, a red state Democrat proponent of gun control, refused to vote for him. That's how bad this guy is. But former Senator Mark Kirk crossed the aisle and voted yes. Yeah, that idiot voted yes. And I'm wondering if that's why he's a former. And he was giving the Americans a Surgeon General who viewed gun policy as a health care issue. Murthy, whatever his damn name is, reiterated his ongoing support for gun control as recently as June 3rd, 2016, telling Stat, "I got into some trouble for saying gun violence is a public health issue. A little bit of trouble, but I was stating that what I think is the obvious, and I think most people in the country understand, which is that far too many people die from gun violence. And in my book, every single death from gun violence is a tragedy because it was preventable. It's unacceptable." Well, he has now been removed and replaced by Rear Admiral Trent Adams. She was previously the Deputy Surgeon General. Oh. It's I don't see how it's a healthcare issue. It has nothing to do with healthcare. It's not a gun control issue. It's a self-control issue we have in this country. That's what we need to wake up and pay attention to. We need to understand that there's not a gun problem. It's a people problem. Self-control problem. People are quick to go to violence to solve their problems. And there's a lot of different routes they could take. It just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense at all. But it is what it is, and we'll do what we do. All right, everybody. That's going to be the show for today. I'll be back tomorrow for my regular hours, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time, that is. Everybody, I want to say have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.